Technology these days dictating your fantasy lineups. Welcome to Fast Break. Good to see you, Lauren Shehadi, alongside fantasy basketball writer Sergio Gonzalez. We have learned through Twitter that Andrew Bogut might be back sooner than expected. Good news.
Yes, this is good news. He's actually a week ahead of schedule. Play-by-play announcer Jim Paschke of the Milwaukee Bucks broke the news on Monday morning. He was able to participate in the morning shoot-around. Personally, I'm still a little bit cautious. He has missed a lot of time, and fantasy owners should take a step back and reserve him where you've been using other options. If you've got a guy like Ersan Ilyasova, who's been playing well in his absence, we still say go with him.
And you have him, Andrew Bogut, on one of your teams, don't you?
On a few of my teams.
All right. Do you have Tracy McGrady? Could be week-to-weeks in lieu of day-to-day, right, Serge?
Yeah, right now it sounds more like a week-to-week thing. Obviously, his return estimate of November 18th was very, very premature. He returned to practice last week, but there's still no timetable. With players that you see there, Chris Paul, he had his walking boot removed. He's still about 2 weeks away. Blake Griffin was supposed to miss at least 6 weeks. This is week 6, but there's no indication that he's ready to return yet. Keep an eye on that this week. Kevin Love practiced this weekend. He's still about another week to 10 days away. Richard Hamilton and Tayshaun Prince are 2 players that are out indefinitely, and fantasy owners probably won't be able to count on them for another week or 2.
All right, but Mike Dunleavy back from a major injury. Do we count on him? Because, Serge, when you miss so much time, it's tough.
Yeah, Mike Dunleavy is a player who missed, he was out since February of 2009, so he's obviously missed a lot of time. His minutes aren't where you'd like to see them yet. He played just around 19 minutes in his first game back. Obviously, that's going to be something that increases over time. Fantasy owners are going to want to keep an eye on what he does to players like Dante Jones and Brandon Rush, but over time, he's a player that could get back to the 19 points per game he averaged in his last healthy season.
It might take him a little bit of time to get comfortable. You know who is settling in just fine? Jamaal Tinsley. Are we going to see even more minutes? Because I know we're seeing an increase as it is.
Yeah, what we're seeing in Memphis right now is an increase in minutes for Jamaal Tinsley and a decrease in minutes for Mike Conley. So that's something you're going to want to keep an eye on there. Tinsley's a player who averaged 12 points and 8 assists in his last full season, but that was 2 years ago. He didn't play at all, remember, for the Indiana Pacers last season. He's also a very good source for steals. It's a situation fantasy owners are going to want to keep an eye on this week and see how that develops for over the next month before you make a decision there.
All right, you never want to hear poor scoring and your fantasy guys in the same sentence. That is the case with Boris Diaw. Is it solely because of Stephen Jackson?
Yeah, well, we're seeing that we saw a great blog post from Charlotte beat writer Rick Bono in the Charlotte Observer. He noted that Boris Diaw is a player that needs the ball. He needs to touch the ball to stay connected in the offense. Otherwise, he gets disconnected. And what we're also seeing there is that players like Gerald Wallace and Stephen Jackson, they're players who do a lot of the same things. So what we're seeing is Boris Diaw becoming obsolete. You don't want to give up on him just yet because of all the things he offers, especially in category-based play. He offers a lot of peripheral stats. So don't give up on him, but keep an eye on this in this situation over the next week.
Don't give up on him. Speaking of Charlotte, though, Larry Brown saying, AI, don't retire.
Yeah, this would have been a good situation to see him come back and play with his ex-coach.
That might not happen, though.
It's probably not going to happen. But what we are seeing that it's getting close to him possibly returning to Philadelphia, where he could reunite with his old team. Our own Ken Berger reported over the weekend that chances were 50-50. Obviously, that's something to keep an eye on there. But fantasy owners are also going to want to keep an eye on this situation if you own a player like Lou Williams, who has played great in the early going this season. He had the jaw injury. He's going to miss 2 months. But if Allen Iverson is there, his production could decline once he does return.
AI's retirement could be a short one. We hope you have a short week, a winning week. For Sergio Gonzalez, I'm Lauren Shehadi. We'll talk to you soon.